Hello everybody, I want to do a video on cartoons. I think this video will be my Saturday video. I know I kind of said that would be the case with my Shein video I did earlier today, but I think this will definitely be my Saturday video because I don't want to oversaturate with too many videos in one day or at one time. I might even push it to Sunday or Monday. I'll see. I'll see how things go and how I'm feeling and whatnot. So, first and foremost, I want to bring out that I am bipolar and depressed a lot, and I'm on lithium. Even though I did get lithium poisoning and almost died from that. Almost ended up in a coma and had kidney failure and whatnot, and almost needed kidney dialysis and whatnot. But besides all that, I'm still on lithium. I'm just more careful about getting dehydrated and whatnot. It all happened because I got the flu and pneumonia and whatnot. So I'm just more careful about that. I've gotten pneumonia like 3 times since then, twice in the hospital. No, once in the hospital since then, and 2 other times I had pneumonia and just was it? I think I had it 3 times. 2 times in the hospital, once with the lithium poisoning in 2014, once in the 2022 during Hurricane Ian, and then I got it in 2019, and that I just went to the doctor and got like steroids and stuff and medicine. So anyway, point is, I'm more careful with it now, but I still, deal with depression, and I'm still on lithium because it's the best for bipolar, and I don't think most people can manage without it. And there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on in the world right now. I mean, we've got weird politics and stuff, whether it be TikTok politics, and I go on TikTok every day, so it's really upsetting me that it's going away, or whether it's like just regular politics. I'm a liberal, and I'm not liking the politics going on in America right now. It's tough on me right now. It's a tough time of year. I live in Florida, so I guess the weather could be worse. I guess it could be snowing and cold, really, really cold. But to us, it's cold. To us, it's colder, and it feels colder because we have less body fat on us living down here. I used to be in Maryland with my family and New York, where I started out. But I lived most of my life in Maryland. But now I'm in Florida, and it's just every January into February, it's like cloudy every day and like chilly. It's like not good weather, and it's just really depressing. So to get out of my depression, I try to, cheer myself up. If there is an ounce of sunlight out there, the best thing you could do when you're not getting enough sunlight, plus it's the winter, there's less sunlight even in Florida, you go out in the sun. You sit out in the sun. It really helps if you just get a chair, sit out in the sun. If you live in a climate where it's conducive, like Florida or California or, wherever. In Maryland, I couldn't do that. It was too cold. But here I can. So another thing I like to do is I like to make videos. Like, I have a hobby, and one of my hobbies is making videos, and I really enjoy it. And so today I decided, right now, why not make a video about one of my favorite obsessions, cartoons. Cartooning, like watching them and whatnot, my entertainment value of it, the quality, how the the artistry that goes into it, the voice acting that is very sorely, underrated and underappreciated by people in Hollywood. But yeah, just talk about like stuff like that. Like, okay, I love cartoons, whether it's adult cartoons like The Simpsons and Family Guy and Futurama. My all-time favorite is Futurama, but I love all those kind of cartoons. King of the Hill. I like Bob's Burgers is really good. The movie was really good as well. I like to occasionally pop that on Disney Plus. And just love cartoons, whether it's adult cartoons like that or more kid friendly cartoons. I really get into the Lego I guess you call it cartoons. I guess it's cartooning. It's that kind of digital. But I get into like that. I like Pixar. The Lego Star Wars stuff. The Lego Freemakers really good. Is really good. That's I recommend that highly. Um, and just stuff like Scooby Doo and a lot of Hanna Barbera stuff and Looney Tunes and Tiny Toons and Animaniacs and Batman the cartoon that came out in like the 90s and the subsequent incarnations of it that came out since, Spider-Man cartoons, all these different cartoons. I love anything cartoons. I I mean, it's all good. Pixar, I think, is the best digital. I think they put the most emotion and less fart jokes and stuff into it. Not that I'm opposed to the occasional, but I think they go more mature with and more emotional with Pixar. Although that one about the robot living in the wilderness, the DreamWorks one that just came out, that one was really good. I really enjoyed that one. I forget the name of it. But that one was really good. I think it's on. Did I see it on Amazon or did I see it on Peacock? And I currently don't get Peacock. I'm gonna get it when Ted 2 comes out. So that's when I'll get it. So, but yeah, I just love cartoons and the voice actors, like people that do it for a living. It's just they're not making enough money because, well, they're not making as much money as they should because they're underappreciated by the industry. And I'm sorry, it's like acting, like if you know how to act, anyone can act. It's like not as hard to do. It's not as hard to act in something than it is to voice act and like make any kind of voice you could come up with. It's a lot harder to do that. So I think there's definitely an underappreciation and undervalued aspect of it where they should be being paid just as much as the big actors in the Pixar movies and stuff. And it's a shame. It really is a shame. Do I not like? I enjoy some of the bigger actors that are in like Pixar, like Tom Hanks and Tim Allen, who did wonderful job, and all the actors in Pixar. But I really think they should be giving like people who are strictly voice actors, mostly voice actors, they should be giving them more money and more parts in these movies. And it's a shame that they're not. It's a shame that they're not. I'm not saying they should be taking every part in, say, a Pixar movie. You still want the name power to bring in the butts to the seats, so to speak. But yeah, that is something that I think when John DiMaggio held out and he didn't want to be in Futurama, and from what I heard, his agent ended up telling him, "Look, this is history, man. Futurama's coming back. It's history. Do you want to be a part of history or sit on the sidelines?" I think that's what I read somewhere that he said. His agent said, and he was like, "Okay, I'll do it." But he took a pay cut to do it, and that's not right. They should have been giving every one of those actors a big payday, bigger than they ever got, because without those voice actors in all those shows, whether it's Futurama, whether it's The Simpsons, whether it's any of those cartoons, you don't have those shows because the quality is going to go down immensely if you just replace them. It's like in the old days, if someone in Hanna-Barbera died, one of the actors, you just replaced them, right? But nowadays, how do you replace like Homer Simpson? How do you replace Marge? How do you replace in Futurama Fry or Bender? You don't replace them because they're one of a kind, and no one's ever going to be able to take their place and make it sound. One example that comes to mind, and it's really not like the show's fault, but what were you going to do, right? The whole Jimmy Pesto Jr. in Bob's Burgers, and for political reasons, and the fact that he was looking at charges and going to jail. I think he's in jail now. The guy that voices Jimmy Pesto Jr. couldn't do it anymore for legal reasons. And they replaced him. And the guy does not sound like Jimmy Pesto Jr. It's jarring. I mean, could I maybe get used to it over the years? No, I'm not saying rehire him if he's like ever let out or if whatever. But you can't, it's hard to replace. I think what I would have done is come up with some funny thing. Maybe he died. Well, maybe he's on an adventure, traveling around the globe, and he, just come up with, and similar to what I think they should do with Luann and Lucky in King of the Hill, when that's coming back. I think this year. I think it's coming back like probably the end of the year, maybe the summer. I don't know. It's gonna be on Disney Plus. But oh look, Rick and Morty, right? So the guys that voices Rick and Morty had a legal issues or something. The guy beat up his wife or something, or did some kind of domestic stuff, and they just replaced them. And I'm sorry, you could totally tell it's not them. Did they do an okay job in the first season they were in? Yeah, but it still wasn't the same. There was something off about it, and I quickly realized, you know what, this show's not the same. I'm not going to watch it anymore, and that's why if something happens, you can't use these iconic voices in a show, whether they died or did something, they got off the show, whatever the case may be. Even like in The Simpsons with Milhouse. The actress that does, I think him and Jimbo Jones does she do? She retired. She retired from the show. So I'm like, I don't know. Don't replace Milhouse and Jimbo Jones. Just write them off of the show. And that show probably should come to an end pretty soon anyway. It's getting to the point where it's probably been on the air way too long, and should probably die a nice death, if you know what I mean. I do like it. I do think they still put out an occasionally good episode, here and there. It's not like the worst show on TV. I'd rather watch some, bad new episodes of The Simpsons than a lot of other crap on TV. There's a lot of crap on TV. And I'm staring at you right in the face of reality TV shows and stuff. The one about the Mormons and Sister Wives. I mean, who wants to watch that crap over a good cartoon like The Simpsons or any of the cartoons that you can watch on Fox? I also like The Great North. I also like Krapopolis is pretty good. I mean, it's not like my favorite of the bunch, but it's pretty good. The new one that they have on Fox this past year, I did not like. I forget the name of it, but it was really, really bad. I did not like that one, and I don't think it's going to grow on me. But yeah, cartoons. The great thing about cartoons, and this is like, I think, why a lot of people like them, because when you're watching them, the really well-made ones, you feel like, hey, these aren't cartoon characters. They're real actors. They're real people. You get to know the characters like they're real characters, like not just cartoon characters, not just drawn characters. Another set of cartoons that I like are all the Star Wars cartoons, like the Rebels and Clone Wars. I'm not going in order, of course. Bad Batch and all the short ones, or the short series. The Marvel What If are really good. Back in the day, I used to like what was that one called? Powerpuff Girls was really entertaining. Samurai Jack, oh my god, that is the animation and that, and it got better as the seasons went on. Just really, really good stuff. And just some really, really good Hanna-Barbera stuff that is very underrated. The one, what was the one? Dexter's Laboratory, another Hanna-Barbera that is just so good. DD. That was so funny. I'm probably not doing that justice at all. But there's some good ones. There's some really, really good ones. That if you're not watching people, I really suggest watching them. They are so good, and just let you escape for like however long, like half hour, whatever the show is. So yeah, really highly recommend any good cartoon that you could find out there. I really highly recommend that. There's a lot of studios making great stuff. The freaking Minions are like so good. I love the Minions, and Just so good, so good. I still love, like I said, I still love what Pixar's doing. All the ones that they didn't release in the movies because of COVID, Big Red, which was really good, um, Luca, and Soul were all excellent, excellent movies that weren't released in the movies because of COVID. Two of them came out during COVID, and one of them came out like afterwards. I think Red came out afterwards during when people were still in quarantine and stuff, and the theaters were still closed. But those are all excellent, and they re-released them all this past year. Like at the beginning of the year, they released them into the summer, in the theater, and I went to see them. I went to see every one of them, and I took my dad with me because I know he likes Pixar, and we just absolutely loved them. Absolutely, it was just great. And the sad thing is that no one saw the re-releases in the theater. I guess people were like, they're on, on the TV. Why? You could go on Disney Plus and watch them or whatever. But I'll tell you, seeing them in the theater was really fun. And also, I know a lot of people might be down on Disney or something for some reason. I don't know why, and a lot of it I think is political. But Disney Plus is highly worth it. You've got not only got Star Wars and Marvel, and now 20th Century Studios, which used to be 20th Century Fox, so all the Alien films and all that jazz, all the Predator films. But you also and Lucasfilms as well, films as well, and National Geo. But you also have some great cartoons on there. There's some great cartoons, Pixar, Fox cartoons and stuff you could watch on there. I think Disney has a deal with Fox that they could, because they own 20th Century Fox, but not Fox Network or whatever they call it now. They just lease those out to them so they could play them, but they own. The funny thing is, because all the shows on Fox were maybe not the newer ones, but all the way up to Bob's Burgers and maybe The Great North, and all those shows are 20th Century Studios, so Disney owns them, but they don't own the network that airs them. So then they lease them out to them to play them on their network. Now, it should be interesting to see where they go with that, if they end up re-upping with the lease or not. But it should be very interesting with that. So anyway, I'm going to say goodbye to you guys all. And I hope you have a great day, whatever day I release this. And may the force be with you.